If you're in a car accident, the first thing that you should do is you should call the police. If you are somewhere around Central Virginia, Virginia State Police will probably come out. They'll investigate the accident, they'll ask you questions, they'll ask the other person questions, they'll try to figure out what happened, and then they'll make a charging decision. That charging decision will end up in traffic court, and that case will be resolved one way or the other, either with a guilty or a not guilty. You need to make sure that you report the accident to the police officers so the police officers can create a report and document what happened in that car accident. You may not know right away if you're going to be in pain or if you're going to need significant treatment going down in the future, but if you don't document what happened, it makes it harder later on to prove what happened and to prove objectively with someone who's not interested in the outcome of the case. So the first thing you do is call the police. The second thing you do is you need to go get checked out. You either need to go to an urgent care facility or the emergency room just to be evaluated to see, am I injured, and if I am injured, what am I feeling? Document those things that you're going through right now. And a lot of times when you go right into the doctor, you're thinking about what is the thing that hurts the most. But you may not be thinking about the thing that hurts the least because your focus is on one part of your body and your focus is not on the other part of your body. So I think it's important as you're going to the hospital or you're going to the urgent care facility to stop and think, let me make a list of everything that I feel at this very moment. When the adrenaline starts to subside, what am I feeling? Everything right now in this very moment, and talk about all those things with your doctor. A lot of times what we find is that these things start to creep up and you start to talk about it a couple days later or a couple weeks later, and the insurance companies like to argue, well, you didn't mention that when you first went to the ER, or you didn't mention that when you first went to the urgent care facility. So it's important to stop and think before you just start communicating with your doctors. Let me make sure that I tell the doctor everything that I'm feeling right now, because it's going to be important later on down the road.